We collect our monies. We don't go on the street with tins or whatever. It's very much donations in lodge and proceeds of raffles.
Get Radio Breakfast with Rich Smith.
Now, really looking forward to catching up with my next guest, Mike Heslop, who is the Worshipful Master at the Freemasons in Wallingford. Mike, good morning to you.
Good morning to you, Rich.
Thanks so much for joining us this morning. Now, when we were chatting just off air at the moment, I said to Mike, I said, do you know what? I'm going to ask the question that Mike has probably been asked 1,000,001 times, and I think everyone here at Get Radio and all our dear listeners will need a refresher. Please, indeed, for those uneducated, because the Freemasons it's as old as time. It is something that's been going for so long, but I don't think too many people actually know what it is. Explain it to us all in layman's terms, Mike.
It's a group of like-minded people who got together over 300 years ago to help those less fortunate than themselves. And that leads to one of the underpinning qualities, which is charity. It's a male organisation, although it's fair to say there are two female organisations do very similar things.
And as well as charity, community is also kind of front of mind with what happens at the Freemasons. And that's kind of indeed reflected in the event that you've got coming up this weekend.
It is indeed. Our lodge has decided to support local worthy causes, not necessarily registered charities, but small organisations who are helping others, particularly youngsters, less able, and the elderly.
Oh, that's wonderful stuff. And in terms of, I guess it's because the charities that you've chosen, I see the sort of list of them here, and we can go through them in a second and what have you. Yeah, they're local, and like you said, they mean something to the community. And you know, looking at sort of Freemason, I'm trying to sort of get into the meeting side of things. You know, do you kind of look around and kind of go, actually, they're a wonderful, deserving cause. We have the ability to help them. We'd love to contribute and help in some way, shape, or form.
Indeed, we collect our monies. We don't go on the street with tins or whatever. It's very much donations in lodge and proceeds of raffles. And our members bring suggestions to us. Some of the organisations approach us directly, and we do have limited funds in the order of £1,500 a year or so. And so we like to give modest donations to small organisations where it can make a significant difference.
Yeah, that's a great thing and a wonderful thing. And I'm seeing the event this weekend, places like Sober House, which people will be very familiar with, the Wallingford Air Cadets on there as well, Starlaker, the First Wallingford Boys Brigade, the Treehouse School, an amazing place, St John's Primary School in there as well, the Cholsey Volunteers, and the Royal British Legion as well. So it's really wonderful and deserving causes that are going to be helped out. Just explain a little bit more about the event this weekend, because on there, actually, people can come and find out a little bit more about what you do and have almost a showcase, if you will.
Indeed. For many years, Freemasonry was seen as a secret society. That isn't the case. And in the past, they never advertised the good works that they did, which are endless almost. And so it came down to us, as I say, that's our choice. Some of the other lodges specifically target a single lump sum to major organisations, which we're all familiar with. But the giving event on Saturday, as you say, we've invited all of the recipients to come and receive their donations. And if anybody else wishes to find out more about Freemasonry, after the event, we offer guided tours of the lodge where we answer all the questions we can. We don't go into the details of our ceremonies because we keep that confidential for the benefit
Yeah.
of new joining members. And then afterwards, the highlight, tea and biscuits.
Yes, I'm glad you mentioned it. Of course, I mean, no event would be complete without it. Of course,
Indeed.
Just I mean, just on you mentioned it, and I'm really glad you did that, Mike. That actually there is a lot of secrecy surrounded in Freemasonry.
Indeed.
And I guess it's that twofold thing. It is obviously keeping traditions and things behind closed doors, like you said. You know, all the members that join will be privy to everything that happens.
Yeah.
But also gaining new members. You don't want to be secretive. You want to be known, and you want to be out there. And yes, maybe not shouting over the top of a mountain about everything that you absolutely do, but we've just detailed you're doing wonderful things for great causes. So is it still a little baffling that there is this kind of misconception that it is a secret society, that it is shrouded in, all sort of mystery and whatever? Because it does feel that way.
It does indeed. And, there have been misconceptions in the past where it was thought that, the police were somewhat biased towards their members, all this, that, and the other, which isn't the case. It is very much nowadays, the emphasis is on being a full member of the community. And, we stand alongside the other organisations like the Lions, the Round Table, all those sorts of groups doing similar things.
Yeah.
And so it's trying to lift the veil. And we've had stands at various shows, as I say, to bring us into the community and dispel the myths.
No, absolutely. Well, look, it's fascinating sort of catching up with you, Mike, and also breaking down those barriers and probably letting everyone else kind of know that as well, which is a wonderful thing. Yeah. And the Giving Day on Saturday is going to be at the Freemasons Lodge from 11 o'clock.
Yes.
And the guided tours afterwards, as you say, and of course tea and biscuits, which will gather people plenty to come and see this. I'm absolutely sure. But yeah, no, it's been really fascinating sort of catching up with you, and best of luck with the event this weekend.
Thank you very much indeed, and thank you for the airtime. Absolute
pleasure. Well, really fascinating, and that's what it's all about, isn't it? Just kind of learning and finding out exactly what's going on. That's Mike Heslop there, the Worshipful Master, the Freemasons down in Wallingford, with their open day this weekend on Saturday from 11 at the Freemasons Lodge. Wonderful.